And here we are, guys. It's actually just a little bit before 11, but I'm just too excited about this particular show, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. So we've got a lot of feedback from people already and a lot of questions. This is going to be a show on crypto and on AI, do's and don'ts on crypto, how AI is going to start really influencing not only crypto, but a lot of things. Obviously, we all know that. I just want to take care of a couple things real quick. We are going to we've got set up gentleman, Terry Tucker. He's a SEALs negotiator. He's was an NCAA Division I basketball player. He's fighting cancer, and he's got an amazing story. He's going to be on January 20th. So I think that's like Monday or something. Janelle, I've mentioned her. She's going to be talking about people of, there's millions and millions of lost kids all over the country, and starting to be something that's talked about. Janelle lived that, her sister, a couple decades ago, and we'll be talking about ways to cope with that and take a look at that and be part of the solution to making that go away. Pavan Gupta, you guys have met him. I do a lot of work with him. Very, very intelligent guy, works in a lot of automation. So we'll be talking to him. Jeff Weber and Eric Brazil. We're going to talk a little bit of Islam versus all other not Christianities, religions, the spirituality of how that all comes together. I'm kind of excited about that. I've been talking to him, and it looks like if we really do this right, this could be a really critical show with all the stuff going on around the world in religions. So that's kind of a taste of what's coming up. Again, this is Rod Duff from Insights and Straight Talk. Producer Barbie's still out in California. She'll be jumping in on an occasional show, but I am really excited. You guys have met him once already, at least. You probably have gone on. I know a couple of people have called me from that show and gone on to his show. It's called B Money. He may want to fill that in a little bit more, but he does a lot of the stuff that we're talking about when it comes to the fast moving situation that we have in life now. Things are moving faster than ever before. So I'm going to bring on Brandon, my son, Brandon Duff, and let him tell a couple minutes more about himself.
What's going on? How you doing?
Good
to be back. I'm amazing. It's good to be on the show again. So I am definitely excited to join you on another one.
Yeah, I hope we can do a few more. Give me just a 30-second about how your show pits out frauds, and there's a little bit of a range, but mainly based around economics, right? Around building wealth.
I just kind of share what I do about kind of what I've been doing in my life and what's been working for me, and I just kind of shared kind of as a journey on what I'm doing so that other people can experience it also.
Oh, that's awesome. That really ties next generation into what we're doing here as well. So I look forward to doing more shows with you. I'm going to bring on Abby. Before I bring him on, I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about him. I've been very excited about this interview, and I didn't want to screw it up too bad because I'm not an expert on crypto and AI. So Brandon was nice enough to jump on, and he may have to save my rear a couple times in giving out real information. But Abby is a guy that's he's an experienced entrepreneur. He's got 10 years experience in entrepreneurship as well as media entrepreneurship. He is he's a graduate from London School of Economics and Draper University. Both of them, I'm sure you know, are prestigious schools out there. And he's a lover of Web 3.0 and innovations. He's the CEO of the Voice of Crypto, media tech company. And there's more and more to go on here. And I don't want to keep him off stage, and I don't want to keep looking down. I'd rather have him tell you about it. So, Abby, welcome aboard, Abby.
Hi, Rod. Hi, Brandon. Thank you for this opportunity and excited to be on the show. And and share my little knowledge about crypto, what I've learned in few years, and happy to share it with all of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you've been working crypto or learning about crypto for the last 2 years. Sorry, Brandon, go ahead.
No, I wasn't. I would just say thank you for saying hi.
Gotcha. So tell us more. What is your media company about? And then let's get into the do's and don'ts. Brandon and I will probably be asking a couple questions along the way, but fill in and we'll fill in along the way. How's that sound, Abby?
Sure. So I'll start with the Voice of Crypto. So Voice of Crypto is something which we started in 2022, and the reason for starting this is we have been into crypto from last 5 years now, and in 2021, 2020, I saw a lot of scams happening, and those scams were happening because of media. So a lot of paid media, a lot of KOLs talking about some scam coin, people publishing about it, and there's still no regulatory around any kind of crypto on media. And that's where we started that we should create an independent media house which is not biased, which talks about facts. And that's what we have been trying to build from last million monthly active users. We have a news media channel, we have a podcast, we have YouTube, and that's what we are trying to build from last 3 years now.
So are you saying that originally crypto, and I understand what you're saying here, and I just want to clarify. You're saying there are media outlets out there that were purposely building up and giving praise to actual fake cryptocurrencies?
Correct. So a lot of time what happens is there are media houses or their influencers who talk about a coin, who talk about a token, and they don't
Yeah.
reveal it that it's a paid or it's a sponsored post. So as a user, if you are not deep dive into the crypto world, you think that it's real news and you get into it. In fact, last year also there was a tweet by Cointelegraph. It's one of the biggest media houses, which said that Bitcoin ETF has been passed by US government. It was fake, and that made lost around $300 million to people because they invested and they lost it. So and then obviously they said it was by an intern, but you never know the real story.
Wow. That's fascinating. So your company, your media company is also like a policeman out there. You're not being biased. You're being informative to the people, educating the people, so they don't get into scams or Ponzi schemes on this media source. How do you think this thing's going to kind of become more mainstream?
So it is becoming mainstream, Rod. And initially we started as something which is a centralized news media outlet. But over time, what we have started doing is we have started putting it in blockchain. So what happens is, for example, anybody can come. It's like a citizen journalism. Anybody can come. They can write on the platform. But there are a set of validators who will verify this news, who will check the facts. They will say it is not biased. Once it has been approved by, so let's say there are 10 validators. If 50% of them, 51% of these validators approve this news, then only this news goes on the platform. So it's not just in my control, it is in control of validators who are validating this news.
Where's that platform seen at?
It's called voiceofcrypto.online. So anybody can go and check it out. There's a section called SocialFi where you can go and submit your news, your article. Then it goes to validators, they verify, and then it gets published. And you get paid for it as well. If it's a good content, you also get paid for it.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool. So so there's models out there for those that don't know, like where you do staking rewards, where if you stake your crypto, say like Ethereum, you can earn rewards. There's what I was in, which was play to earn, where you play a video game or an NFT, use an NFT, and you would essentially get paid to play a game. And if you won, you get paid in crypto. Yours is you produce media or do something in the socialify space. And in doing so, if it gets posted and it's approved with 51% higher than with validators, you actually get paid to give important information. Is that correct?
Correct, correct. So we call it earn to write. As you rightly said, there's earn to play, there's earn to stake, and we said earn to write.
I love
Earn
that.
to
That's-
write.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
So
go
how are you
ahead,
going to
Brandon.
compete? How are you going to compete with, like, say, I know, like, so what, I guess, what are people writing exactly? Are they writing about, say, can say, for instance, an AI? I have a tool like an AI tool that can spit up a bunch of articles. How are you protecting with that by spinning up a bunch of articles? Kind of like a Medium, where Medium has a a platform where it can obviously pay people to write, but it's flooded with AI generated articles.
Correct. So we have certain algorithms which check that this article should not be written by AI. Second, there is also a manual intervention in which we have editors who read this content, they fact check it, they check it manually as well that this content has not been published anywhere else, so there's no plagiarism as well. And once only it is approved, then it goes on the platform. So it's an AI. So the first step is by AI, which checks that it is not plagiarized, it is not written by AI, and then a real person also checks it, then it goes live.
And so, how many articles do you have? I guess, how many writers do you have on your platform right now?
So we have around 10 to 12 writers who are our full-time writers. And then there are people like anybody can probably tomorrow if you have information. And one more uh, added advantage which we have added, Brandon and Rod, is a lot of time what happens is me as an individual, I don't want to reveal who is the journalist because I might have certain sensitive information which
Right.
might hamper my privacy, which might hamper my security as well. So what we've also done is we have also added a feature in which you can log in using your MetaMask and then write the content so that your identity is not revealed. But if the content is right, it is fact checked, it can still go on. So you can stay anonymous and still write content or any information or any leaks as well, which you can do.
And how many, as of right now, are anyone able to? You said anyone can come on and write and earn money for writing.
Yes, yes. Anybody can go write. If the content is approved, it is published, you get paid for it.
And then, is there a cost to actually publish content?
No, there's no cost to publish.
That's pretty cool.
What's when you talked about now? There's two guys talking to each other that know the language, and it's a generational thing, and then it's it is what it is. Everything growing up, I like to tell the story that when the internet came out and mobile phones and worldwide networks started, people that were my age then were lost because all these new technologies, they had no way to understand how to use them, so they literally came back from or kind of fell back out of society, and there was a lot of depression and all that. That's one of the reasons I really want to fill in what is going on in this world, because it's a world that's going to take over. Like you said, it's just now starting to become common, more known. What are some there were a couple questions I had here I wanted to but there was a thing you were talking about where there's people that are verifiers, I think you said.
Validators. Yes.
Validators. Okay, so for a guy like me, what is I know what a validator is, but in this discussion, what is a validator doing?
Okay, so these validators,
and are they on the outside of your company, or are they validators that are okay, go ahead.
yes,
Sorry.
so they are not a part of our company, they are independent validators. And so now there are two parts to it, how you can become a validator. One is either we have chosen you, or probably you are a journalist, or probably you have certain understanding of certain set of articles which we write. For example, crypto again is a very broad term. Now there is DeFi in crypto, there is metaverse in crypto, there's NFT in crypto, there is AI agentic formats in crypto. So every individual. So
Whoa. So when you're saying crypto, there's wide range. It's not just that that there's Bitcoin and this coin and that coin. It's what were you just talking? Sorry, what were you bring it down just a little bit more? What were
Sure.
you talking about in those different cryptos? Are you saying there's different? I don't even know how to ask the question. Say that,
There's
Brandon.
there's different industries essentially,
Correct.
and so think of it like the stock market, right? So
Okay,
the
I
stock
get
market
that.
has like precious metals, they have technology companies, they have growth companies.
Oh.
Crypto is similar. So crypto is like the start of the stock market 2.0, because you have your Bitcoin, which is like your gold standard, your Ethereum, which is like your S&P 500 essentially, not really. And then you have your other coins that are kind of gambles. And in
In
those
each of
there's,
those categories, Brandon.
well, those are
Yes.
different
Abby?
coins, but then there's each category. So there's like AI category, and that will be a particular coin that will be that will like I'm trying to think of them right now. I want to say Ripple, but I don't think that's an AI. I'm trying to think of the one that takes part of your
Could be ICP, could
information.
be your AI
Yeah,
coin.
ICP. Thank you. Um, so there's a bunch of them, and then there's like a bunch of gaming ones. So like Axie Infinity, there's Phantom, there's
There could be DeFi coins as well.
DeFi coins
There
like
could be,
Pancake
yeah,
Swap.
correct.
All
What's DeFi? Abby, what's the DeFi coin? What does
So
that mean?
DeFi.
DeFi is, yeah, Brandon, you want to go
DeFi.
ahead.
Go ahead.
DeFi.
Yeah, so DeFi is decentralized finance. So if you look, I mean, the whole reason why crypto or Bitcoin came into picture is because of the whole uh, I think crash which happened in 2007, where everything was centralized by banks. So when you give too much power to certain banks, things can crash. Now what happens in DeFi is there is no centralized system. You, me, Brandon, all of us can put coins, or we can give loan to each other without being without, there is no mediator, there is no centralized system which is a mediator. So all of us, again, maybe you can take it like a validators. All of us are also validating. I can give loan directly to you on the platform. I earn money. When you return that money back, I earn some interest. So there is no centralized system, but everybody in the ecosystem, they are doing this system, something like a peer-to-peer finance, but it is I mean, there are a lot of people involved in it, but the whole community decides some things. For example, if the community again votes saying that the interest rate for US dollar should be 9%, and everybody votes for it, it becomes 9%. If it says it should be 6%, community driven approach to finance is called decentralized finance.
In a simple way. He said it the easiest way. It's a peer to peer, essentially, central system. In the perfect world, that's how it works. But I don't think crypto is decentralized for sure. So,
Correct.
but yeah, definitely. It's DeFi is a great system for for a peer-to-peer system. It can be cheaper than some things. Like for instance, it's much cheaper to use, say for instance, crypto than it is to use Stripe or PayPal, especially when you have larger
It's
payments.
easy. Well, it's easier to use crypto than PayPal. I use PayPal.
It's
Thank
cheaper.
you, Elon Musk. Yeah, okay, but it's on that same level of what, say, using PayPal. You put money into a PayPal and you send it out or receive money, whatever. Is
Yeah,
that kind of the same theory here?
yeah.
Correct.
So I can send you money on PayPal, and you can send me money in crypto. And you can do, I think they have it the same thing with PayPal now, that you can send
Yes,
crypto.
they're integrated.
So, or it's
Oh,
getting there.
Yeah.
So there, it's definitely being integrated, but
yep. Are you there?
to send it using crypto, especially larger amounts than Stripe or PayPal, because I mean, 2% of like, say
Oh,
$2,000, you're
yeah.
spending $20, and sending
Yeah.
it crypto, uh, it's much cheaper. It's much cheaper. You're spending, depending on the platform, uh, but even Ethereum's getting cheaper now, where you're spending $2 or $5 to send it on Ethereum versus the $20 that it would be on Stripe. So yeah, it's getting better. But then again, there's Zelle that's cheaper, that's just free peer to peer, but that doesn't work for someone in the UK or Canada. So what are the voices of crypto saying with how crypto regulations going, and what do they think of the latest thing? Is it DPIN? We talked about DeFi. We've talked about all these different acronyms. What is the voice of crypto saying with the latest crypto trends right now?
Okay, so I'll be
Is the new administration going to add to that, in your opinion? You're in Great Britain, right? Or where are you at? India
I'm,
now, or
I'm based in UK.
UK? Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about all that together, including the future coming in with the new administration, which has an effect on the rest of the UK as well?
Yes, I think no, definitely. What US does, it has an effect on everyone, and I think one of the major, we all crypto guys, although I could not vote, I with all of us were very happy when Trump was pitching for this whole Bitcoin, and now there have been talks that Bitcoin will be added as a strategic reserve with US, and I think uh, what I've been hearing, what I've been thinking is this will simply start a game theory initiative in which, because US is doing a strategic reserve with Bitcoin, every country would start it, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why Bitcoin will start. So there'll be a race, who can stack more Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, and because of this the rates definitely have, the price has pumped dramatically in last 2.5 months. In fact, I was in US when Trump got elected, and everybody was crazy, and we were just happy, although it doesn't affect us, but everybody was happy because we are in crypto. And
Yeah.
because of this, I think El Salvador has been the pioneer in Bitcoin, as a legal tender. I think a lot of other, in fact, Asia, Bhutan has been picking up a lot of, it's a small country, but it has been doing a great amount of things in terms of crypto. So I think because of this regulation change, and Brandon would know definitely Gary Gensler, which all crypto people hated, he's leaving, I think already left, or he's leaving on 20th. So things look very positive. I really don't know how politics works. I'm not much into politics, but hopefully the promises are kept. And if it really been kept, I think then Bitcoin is definitely going to moon, as we all crypto people say.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
definitely.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, man.
I definitely agree with all of that. And everything will have its cycles. It will have a huge crash. So it's never gonna always go up. We are definitely not a financial advice channel. We do not give financial advice. So do not take this as financial advice. Just
And
to
if you
throw
go
that out
after
there.
me, if you go after me, I don't have many finances, so it's not even worth your time.
So I just
Hey,
want to legal disclaimer out there.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that there is definitely some good things in place with the current administration. There's definitely a good
yeah,
removing people out of certain key positions that were holding it back with the power of the banks, because they are the ones that obviously have the biggest incentive to definitely not have crypto in any kind of regulation. Um,
And banks are never tied to crypto, right? That's a
I mean,
different thing. Those are different. It's money versus crypto, right? Bank money, crypto, right?
Yeah, there's definitely some clash there. But like, I don't know. There's all sorts of craziness that people could wonder.
Yeah, it's just so widespread now that it's like we were talking, Abby, earlier. It started out as this mystical, what the heck is this thing? Not only to my generation, who probably didn't even hear about it for 3 or 4 years after, but everybody's like, okay, what's this all about? It started out, and we had a guy on here a couple weeks ago, and he's in investing, in stocks. And he's my age, and he's concerned that crypto, and I also want to get into blockchain because I have no idea what that is. But crypto is mainly used for like video games and illegal accounts. I saw a movie once when I first heard about crypto, and they were doing their money through crypto, so the government couldn't track it. Thoughts on all that?
So I think this is a disclaimer which I should, and I put it on everywhere, is I was extremely anti-crypto till 2020. In fact, if you type my name and write book, I wrote a book in 2018 which was completely against crypto, and I was of the same opinion which you are of, Rod. So I'll not blame you. And I said that crypto is used by criminals. It is not good for society. And what I also feel is, and one of the reasons for starting Voice of Crypto was also this, is because what media had fed us. Like, for example, a lot of things which you spoke about is because you have seen this in media. And again, no offenses to you. When I went to US, and I was scared to go to US from last 5 years, I went to US last month, and I was I was drinking at a bar, and I met a lady, and we just started talking. And I told her that, I have always seen in media is that what my assumption was, that everyone in US would have a gun, they will kill everybody, is everything is so chaotic. And the reason is
the Wild West, man.
Yeah. So, and the reason is not that, and it's not that I'm illiterate. It's because the things I have seen in media, that's what you think. But when I reached there, I spoke to people, I said there is nothing like that. So coming back to the point, so I was completely anti-crypto. And then in 2020, when I had a lot of time during COVID, I had around 3-4 months, I was stuck alone. I started reading, and then I changed my views completely. And I am not ashamed to say that I think, as a human being, you are allowed to change your mind. You always evolve. And now I'm completely pro crypto. So I think it's all about where do you consume your information from, what kind of media you see. You have that perceived notion of certain things.
I love that.
That's Go ahead,
I was the same with you. Like, I was against crypto, and then I was for it. My whole channel was all talking about it. And then for a little bit, I was kind of not for it, especially during the downpour of when the last crypto bull run happened. I would point out, like you, point out a lot of scams, point out all the people that were doing bad, shady things in the crypto space, rugs, how people were doing different shady things with injecting money into the coin, or re-injecting money into the coin to artificially inflate the price, pointing out people that were insider wallets, that sort of thing. Now I'm more positive Bitcoin and Ethereum, just because of the fact of that it's you're able to trade against it, or borrow against it rather. It's taken as an asset class that you can now borrow against. So any asset class that you can borrow against is going to be around for the long term, because that's how wealth is built, is through debt. And so I think that the fact that they've made it where it's an ETF allows, kind of just shows solidity in that it's going to be here for the long term, because the ultra wealthy need more things to borrow against. And so in doing so, they're able to show that Bitcoin is going to be around for a while. I can definitely see them taking liquidity from all the other coins and making regulation so that only Bitcoin or Ethereum are the only ones, or the other ones that might be getting approval here in a little bit, like Solana and Cardano. But if they really wanted to disrupt the market, then they would definitely sweep the rug on most altcoins and inject it into these major coins. What are your thoughts, or what are the voices of crypto say? What are they thought? Has there been any talk about this on your platform? What are kind of the thoughts on this?
So again, disclaimer: no, not a financial advice.
Right.
I am I'm Ethereum fan, and why I
Ethereum. Are you more Ethereum than Bitcoin?
yes, I support Ethereum more, and the reason for that is I really see Ethereum as a real utility, because when you are, I mean, I can see a real business model around Ethereum. It's that whenever I'm doing some sort of transaction, there's a small fees which makes revenue for them. Whereas for Bitcoin, it's just it's just value like gold, which has no real utility. It is
Right.
just sitting because of anticipation. People want to buy it. I think that's the only objective, or that's the only reason why Bitcoin is growing. But Ethereum is something, again, coming from a business mindset. I can understand the business model. I can understand their PE ratio. In fact, a lot of people might not know PE ratio of Ethereum is way better than Amazon as well. So if you understand stocks, if you understand that, probably you should understand Ethereum, how it makes money. And also Ethereum is inflationary, which means every year they take some Ethereum out of market, so that I mean, the simple logic of your demand.
Out of the market?
Yeah, so they burn it, so they call it burning it, which so
Okay.
that's the simple rule of your demand and supply, because supply will keep on increasing but demand will also keep on
Ah,
decreasing. So that's a
yeah.
better model which I trust, I believe. I'm not saying I'm an anti Bitcoin person, but from a business point of view, I think Ethereum is far better.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all falls out as far as, I mean, we're like in the 1880s in the original setting up of financial structures and so forth now, because this is a completely different thing. I mean, at some point, you're really younger than me. Do you remember a cartoon called The Jetsons?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we're headed. Like
Yeah.
that's in the next 10, 20 years. Sorry. Hi, Brandon. In the next, I
Hi.
forgot, I had you off there. I forgot about it. I got so into that. In the next years, it's going to be the Jetsons. And obviously at that point, I think this cryptocurrency is going to be the standard. They've even talked about making it a standard. What do you, there's so many right now, they're all fighting for each other to get the lead. And then you have, like you said, which country is fighting to get in as a crypto as being part of their economic system. China's already way ahead on that, aren't they?
Yes. China, Dubai,
I think they're number
US is
third.
catching up, El
Who
Salvador,
is?
definitely.
I think China's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the US?
I think it's number
Anywhere?
1, but I believe they just sold a bunch because the Biden administration wanted to push them back on their reserves.
Oh, I never heard that. That wasn't even in the news anywhere. Where?
This was just
Wow.
few days back, last week, I think, or this week. Yeah.
It's a
Last
big
week.
deal, isn't it? Isn't that a big deal against
I
what?
don't know whether
Or is it fine?
there was a law which was passed, but I don't know whether it has been sold yet or not. I'm not sure about it. But yes, they passed something in which I think around 6,000 bitcoins they should sell, whatever. So there was some question.
Wow. Let me ask you this. Let's go back. I don't want to miss this point because it's often talked about when you're talking about cryptocurrency, and that is blockchain. What is one describing the other? Is one a subset of the other? Is I hear blockchain and I hear crypto and I know those names, but what's the relationship?
Okay, so blockchain is the underlying technology on which crypto has been built. So it's just one of the use cases of blockchain. Just to simply explain to you, blockchain, let's say, Rod, you and me meet at a party, there are around 50 people there, and then I ask you for $100, and then you give me $100 note, and I take it, and then I tell you I'll give it back to you. Let's say if this happens when there was nobody, or even if there's a party, just you and me talking, you give me $100. Probably after 1 month, you ask me for $100. I said I never took $100 from you. What is the proof of it? Case number two, let's say there are 50 people in
Ah,
this particular room. You give me this $100. I show this $100 to everyone. I say this is the number of the note, this is the time, and it was given by Rod to Abhishek. And everybody there, they all note down these details. The number, $100 given at this particular time. And then, say for example, now if I want to, let's say after 1 month, you ask me for that money, I said, I never took money from you. You can ask these 50 people, they'll say yes. Now, another way in which if I want to make money, I have to go and I have to bribe all these 50 people. If 26 people say that no money was given to me by you, then this transaction is reversed, it is changed. But for me, it is much of a hassle. Number one, I will spend way more money to get this number changed rather than paying you $100. So blockchain, I mean, this is just a very simple example, but understand that everybody is keeping a ledger of every transaction which is happening in their computers, and that's all happening automatically. That's what happens on a blockchain, and that's called as mining
so
in
that's
a
where, okay, mining is another one I've heard about, and I haven't made these connections yet. But so blockchain is kind of like uh, a ledger with serial numbers like you would have on a dollar bill or $100 bill. So blockchain uh, the one taking down all the transactions of what, how, where, and when.
So it's all
Yes.
public. Yes, it's all in public domain, and it's not just in one computer. It's in multiple computers. So that's again, so there's no centralized person who can control it. That's decentralized. A lot of people have this information. Even if you, for example, destroy hundreds of computers, there are still information in other computers which you cannot do that. So in a nutshell, I mean, it's in a very broader way, but this is the concept. Conceptually, this is how blockchain or the works here.
Wow, we are really at the very, very beginnings, at the phoenix, at the beginning, at the start of an entirely whole new world. And then let's throw AI into it. How's AI gonna? I know you talked about a little earlier as some coins are, uh, you know, going towards the gaming and some this and that, and then you guys, you and Brandon both talked a little bit about AI. Um, I know AI as I know AI, which probably is different than you guys, much less than you guys do. But how is that going to? Because AI is going to affect everything. And how about this? How's that going to happen? What does that look like?
So I'll take a step back and I'll ask both of you. Let's play a game. Uh, I will. It's truth or false. I mean, I'll give you three instances, and then you have to tell me which one is false and which two are true. So two of them are true and one is false, right?
Okay.
So I'll talk about AI agents. So number one scenario is there's an AI agent which ordered a pizza for its master. Number two, an AI agent went on Amazon. It bought a tissue paper. And number three is an AI agent posted on Twitter saying that I want somebody to create an image for me, an AI image for me. And another AI agent said, okay, I'll create it for you. And this AI agent number one paid $1 to AI agent, and they all negotiated on Twitter. So out of these three scenarios, which one do you think is false?
I think all three are true.
Yeah, I know at least the last two are true. I wasn't sure about the first one, because I actually use AI thanks to that kid right there. I say kid. He's given me another granddaughter, so he's more than a kid, obviously. But he helped me figure out what some of that is all about, and I actually have some automations on, so I knew some of that was real. But all three are real, huh?
All three are real. Correct.
So it's gonna run our lives. How's it gonna is it gonna affect, like in the stock exchange, you have algorithms, and I got to imagine that AI is getting involved in that. How does that connection go into crypto? Because it's kind of this, right? I mean, at one level, some level, the stock market is like crypto. They
Organized
mirror
now,
each other.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what do you think?
So, I mean, again, to give you an example, all of us are born in an era in which, say, for example, Rod, if I want to transfer you some money in your bank account, what I have to do is I have to go to my bank account, convert my GBP into dollars, transfer it to your bank, and in between, I have to give a lot of explanation to my bank why I'm transferring to Rod. It will take some time. It will take a lot of amount also in between, because a lot of money would be lost in transacting, in the fees, also in the exchanges.
Yep.
This we have to do because we were born in an era where there was no other opportunity. Only thing which we could do by transferring money is by banks. Now think about these AI agents. Now these AI agents, they are not born in this era. They cannot go to a bank, open an account. They cannot do a KYC because they're not real human beings. How do they transact? The only way to transact is crypto. So what I see, and
Digital.
and,
Yeah.
and Brandon, what I feel is why this bull cycle would be the biggest of all is because I think there are two big industries, AI and crypto, which are merging very closely, which has never happened in past. Everything was driven by
Exactly.
crypto, and then there are a lot of things, but AI itself is huge, crypto is also huge. Just think about when both these industries combine, it will be a huge thing. And only way to transact for AI is crypto. There's no other way in which two AI agents can talk to each other, they can transact. So I think the use case of AI and crypto is going to be tremendous, and I'm very excited because I think, Brandon, you were not there. I was telling Rod this, I'm an Ethereum fan more than Bitcoin. So I think the more
I heard
transaction
you. Yeah.
which happens on AI agents, more the prices use case of Ethereum, the Ethereum ecosystem grows as well.
Yeah. So it will definitely go up, and to throw that in the mix, you have to think like stock market companies. They would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars more to have just a little bit faster of a
Fraction of a second.
speed to get the stock ticker more than the next guy. And so with that, with AI agents, there's no lag on the human hand flipping the switch or doing anything like that. So with AI agents, and now with the power of cryptocurrencies, uh, being able to go at lightning speed, and then to introduce on top of that quantum computing, you're looking
Oh,
at
yeah. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Go ahead.
where
Oh my
people are
God.
now taking the information they have about stocks, running billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of back tests and predictions on what the future might hold, what trades could do well, and running those in 10 years increments, and learning how each of those play out for like a 6 months time, and then betting on the one that's been the most accurate over like that amount of time, and then using AI to do that. It's going to be an interesting world.
Oh my God. No kidding. Talk about supercharged, huh?
Well, I mean, they can essentially predict the future of where finance is going to go with quantum computing.
Well, they're already doing
So
that with stocks, right? They're
right,
already kind of
pretty
doing.
much.
Yeah.
They can though with money too. So, but this was with quantum computing now, it's like pretty much them guaranteeing it.
Dang.
Correct.
Wow. Couple other questions I some people sent in that I wanted to make sure and cover here. Okay. One thing that we haven't touched in, although we've kind of come up to it, is that that a oh, I just lost my place. Vitamin AI. So you own a media company called uh, Voice of Crypto, and that Voice of Crypto is kind of like putting things out there that are supporting or it's the news media of crypto. It sounds like. What is this this that we're talking about? Because that's a venture you're starting up, right?
Correct. So Vitamin AI is a product by Voice of Crypto under the brand of Voice of Crypto. What we are doing at Vitamin AI, it's a marketplace for AI agents. So if you can go on this marketplace, you can choose depending on the country where you want to see the AI agents from, depending on which chain, whether it is Base, Solana, Ethereum, any other chain which they are working, what is their specific niche, and then you can hire these AI agents from the platform. So what we have done is we have listed around 100 plus AI agents on the platform. You don't have to go and talk to them individually. Just go on the platform, put your search crypto words, put on your filters. You'll see these the AI agents. You can then directly negotiate with them. You can directly talk to them, pay them also from the platform, and then they will start working for you. They can start promoting your brand. They can start promoting about you. They can create, currently they are in the state of creating text, but I think in next few months we'll also have the technology where they can create videos for you, they can create images for you, and
Uh,
everything is automated from the marketplace. So that's what
Yeah.
what we are building.
I see.
that is so
I see
cool.
something on your mind there, Brandon.
No, I think that's awesome. I think that because right now we have, I have a tool that cuts out. It's called, I forget what it's called, but I can send it a podcast and it'll cut up my video and do little shorts, and I can
Oh,
use
I
those
want that.
shorts.
Hmm.
I've already showed it to you.
I know you
Um,
have. I remember. I'm not there yet.
and so with your having your agents, I can have a my own mini virtual AI essentially that will cut up my shorts, will schedule them to YouTube if I want, and then uh, whatever else I need. Unfortunately, it can't cook dinner or anything like that. But anything pretty much for the day digitally, I can use it to uh, pretty much do everything I would need for a digital marketing or content creator's dream.
Yes. So you can also train this Brandon to, so it's all about how you train. For example, if you
Yeah,
start
that's
training,
interesting.
yeah. So if you start training, let's say in Brandon style, or if you start training it in Rod style, it can become a virtual Rod. It can become a virtual Brandon, which is never sleeping. It is always tweeting whenever somebody mentions, for example, Brandon, if your category is money, if somebody mentions a hashtag money, this Brandon Twitter AI agent
Oh,
goes
I
and
haven't done
starts
that yet.
talking there, keeps on talking. So that's how, I mean, it's that you're building your own digital marketing team without you doing everything. It's all doing.
That's
So in fact,
amazing.
we launched our own AI agents called Crypto Nova, and we have trained it. So I call it she. It's an AI agent, but we call it. So she's a 27-year-old girl from Southeast Asia who talks about memes, who talks about crypto, and she is a very fun person. So the kind of personality we have given her, she creates content in that kind of style. So she watches a lot of cartoons, she watches a lot of animated movies, and that's what her reference point is. So you can create a person who, if you know somebody, if you can put somebody in a head and you can write it down, train the agent, it can start talking in that style.
Oh, Brandon, are you muted?
Sorry about that.
Oh,
So when are they coming out with the film version to edit film and do that sort of thing?
oh, that's a lot of talk about
There
that.
there is one, I can't recall its name. It is doing quite well. It's called, I will maybe send the link to you later. It's called Agent Captain or something. It has already started creating some videos, already live currently. But again, the capabilities are, I mean, AI agents as a narrative started just in November, so we are just 2 months old in this whole industry. And I think this year, by the end of this year, I am sure we will see some exciting things what AI agents would be able to do. In fact, I have never driven a car, and now I've started learning car. And
What?
my
Wait, you're how old are you?
I'm 38, but I've never driven a car. I was always scared. I never wanted, but now I've started learning. And my trainer, I'm very bad at driving a car.
You'll be fine.
Brandon was like that for a while. He didn't want to have, and everybody in New York. So I get it, but that's funny. Go ahead, Brandon.
And my trainer
That's
was
cool.
telling me that you, by the time, why you even learning cars? Because at this pace, you will take probably 4 or 5 years to learn a car, and by that time, I'm sure your agents will start driving cars. So
Right.
just leave it.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, my Tesla drives for me already, and it drives really, really well. So
And it
Yeah.
comes to him and all that. I mean, the technology is right on the cusp. We're
yeah, I
almost
mean,
there.
I will stand in front of the store, and it will pull out of it the parking spot and drive up to me, and I can just get
Yeah.
and go.
I could use that.
Oh, it's nice.
I so we've got a lot going on here. There's some more things that uh we can that people really want to know. I want to, and it's difficult uh to do at this stage because uh half the half the people, let's say, well, maybe less than, let's say from 30 years or 40 years and younger, this is the way, and they're into. It's like they live in Germany, they know how to speak German, right? Um, they, we then the rest of the country is like it's coming, but what happens? What going on? So I really want to kind of really do some definite. This show is about empowering the middle class and how to do that, and subjects like this where we can really start to get the information out there, and people will start to understand. It'll make it uh, a more substantial and stable thing. Brandon, you were going to say something there.
Nope. I was just listening.
All right. Abby, is there any like final comments that you want to go through? I think we basically covered everything we wanted to talk about. I kind of shoot from the hip a little bit, but what have I missed? What would you like to bring out and talk about? I know you've written a couple of books, right?
One book. Yeah. Just one book.
One book. Okay. Yeah. I'm working on mine. So I
His
feel you.
anti-crypto book.
Then
That
thank you.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what did is there anything you would like to add? I know that the Voices of Crypto I think is awesome. I'm definitely going
I do
to go
too.
and subscribe to that. I definitely want to check out the Vitamin AI because I think that's a really cool tool that a lot of people like content creators, marketers, small business owners can use to have kind of just like a VA at their disposal. What is
Yeah.
what do you think that people, what are some of the best features that you like to use it for your small business, and how can it help someone like me get a little bit more work done?
Sure, sure.
Great
So
question.
I really liked your analogy of VA. I think I have never even thought about it, but yeah, I think that's a good understanding. And I think uh, the most important thing about crypto, AI, and Rod, I really agree with you, is that how do we create that kind of awareness? Because as I
Yes.
said, even I was completely blinded by the mainstream media, what it spoke about crypto. When crypto is going up, everybody talks crypto is good. When crypto is going down, everybody says it's scam. So if we create awareness, and I still remember in 2022, my mom, she's around 68 now, she just randomly called me one day and said, who is the CEO of Bitcoin? And I was really happy as well as shocked,
Quit
saying that
smiling, Brandon.
how do you know about Bitcoin? And she said, I saw an ad in a local newspaper, and I realized that I think if media starts talking about something, even if it's a small awareness, I think that's where you start thinking in that direction. So building awareness about Bitcoin, crypto, AI is extremely important. You use it or you don't use it doesn't matter, but at least you should have that kind of awareness so that you're not fooled. And I think a lot of people get scammed because of all these rug pulls, crypto scams. I think before something, if something is too good to be true, it's not true. Don't invest in something which you don't understand. I don't invest in real estate because I don't understand it. So if you don't understand something, it's fine. Just stick to what you understand and do go deep into it rather than trying to do everything. So yeah, that's my simple piece of advice to everyone.
Good advice.
No, I love that. Great advice. Um, yeah. Anything else you would like to
Oh.
finalize?
Sorry, Brandon's I've thrown him under the bus here. That's fabulous. I mean, Brandon, do you have any final questions at all?
No, I think that it's awesome what you do, that you have both a media outlet that pays you to write, which,
Yeah, I want to find out about that.
I mean, if you think about it, I could hire your agents to work for me at pay to the Voices of Crypto,
Yeah.
and I have my little income stream going right there. So definitely, where can people find out more about you? Where can people find out more about the two projects that you have? That way, people can learn about what you're doing, get involved in what you're doing, because crypto is definitely a community-based driven kind of aspect. Where can people learn more about it and tell about their friends about it?
Sure, sure. I mean, you can just go and type Voice of Crypto. We are everywhere, every social media channel. I'm very active on Twitter and LinkedIn, Abhishek Singh Rajpurohit. If you want to connect me with on Twitter, I'm at digitalmicropreneur.eth. And yeah, I mean, very active on all the social media platforms. Just connect with me and happy to help anyone in whatever way I can.
I love that. Dad.
All right, gentlemen. I think we're coming up on an hour, and we try and keep this a little more tight per subject. And I just really love this subject, and really love the interaction between Brandon and you. And I threw a couple things in there I got to take credit for, but I really appreciate it. And Abby, we'll have you on again if you'd like to. I'd like to expand on some of the things, because we got so much into subjects, and especially with Brandon, he just knew too much. So we exploded on this much, and there's this much, right, Brandon?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. If you want Abby to come back, I would love to talk to you more about the features that come out with your tool. I think that it's going to help with a lot of entrepreneurs, small business owners, to free up their time, especially if it allows them to take over their social media. So they instead of checking on their social media, they can be spending time with their families and doing that sort of thing. So I think it's going to be definitely a helpful tool for a lot of people. So I can't wait to share that again with and go more into depth about that. So I can't wait.
Sure, sure.
I
Always available.
just in a second we'll say bye, Abby, but I wanted to pick up Brandon said something that was interesting, and you guys don't know this because I'm older than you, but when the computers started coming in, when the internet came, the whole sales of that whole thing, going back to the 70s, let's say, the whole pitch to the public was, you're going to have more free time. You're going to have more ability to be with your family, to do this and do that. And obviously that didn't have, the opposite happen. It became more information. We got more and more. But this, what Brandon's saying and what you're saying, with AI and all, I think we just predicted it 30 years too soon. Because I think this is the technology that's going to make it where, like Brandon said, you could be sitting at home with your kids or eating dinner with the whole family, and you and meanwhile your bots or agents are pumping out information.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Awesome.
All right. Well, with that, Abby, any last thoughts? I've really enjoyed this show. I was
Thank
so
you so
looking
much,
forward to
Abby.
this.
Thank you very much for inviting. And yeah, I mean, anytime when you want, happy to do another set of show and happy to talk about AI and crypto, what I understand.
Well, come back and visit us, and let's keep talking over the software that we're scheduling things with you
Sure.
on.
Sure.
And you have a good one. I'm going to say bye to everybody else. I'm going to let you go right now. And Abby, you were a great guest. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. That's kind of where we are right now. Boy, the more that people talk about this, the more that I get curious, because I still don't get the whole concept, but chip by chip, my son Brandon's helped a lot. Paven, the guy we're going to have on here after a little bit. Like I said, Brandon, and these shows, I want to do more and more of these, because I think the financial health of the great middle class is going to be one of the most important things, because the world is going to be so different. How we react to that is very important. So come and visit us. This is my channel at Rod Duff 1939 on YouTube. Click and subscribe. We're building the channel. We're growing fast. I'm just amazed. I had to do a chip on this show, so I couldn't see the amount of people coming on, but we typically have several hundred per show, and I hope that's the case here, because this is another one of those very critical pieces of information that we all need to know and learn and get comfortable with. With that, I'm Rod Duff. Here at Insights and Straight Talk, an IMS company, independent media source. And as I always say, go say hi to somebody, man. Wave at somebody. Create a vibe around you that is better than when you got there. And with that being said, I love you guys. And we're getting people and guests requests from all over the world now. Hell, we've already done, well, that was Great Britain. We did Sweden. We did India. And of course, a lot of US stuff. But this is about the great middle class, folks. I'm going to be continuing to hopefully provide content that's not only entertaining, but really does good. And next time I'll have the chat open. But like I said, I had to work around on this one for some reason. So with that being a custom chip, I couldn't get text and people count on. So our next show is the 20th with Terry Tucker. Terry Tucker is fascinating story. I can't wait. I'll be sending out information on it here shortly. But if you remember, he's an NCAA one basketball player, or was also a Navy SEAL negotiator. I'll get those dialed in, but he's a survivor of cancer, ended up losing a foot and then a leg from that. But his perspective on life and how to view it. He has several points at which he lives his life by. You got to come and see it. It's going to be 11 o'clock again on this coming Monday, January 20th. Everybody, love you guys. Have a great day. Go say hi to somebody and enjoy your space, man. Love you guys.